They say silence is empty, but I say silence is full of power, full of wisdom, full of choice. Sometimes the loudest thing you'll ever say is nothing at all. One day you stop chasing closure, stop explaining your worth, stop auditioning for roles in other people's lives. That day, you don't become hard, you become whole. You stop fighting to be understood, because peace doesn't need permission. You stop showing up where chaos is the culture, because peace has standards now. Real peace is violent to the ego. It kills the need to clap back. It buries the need to explain. It starves the hunger for revenge. They'll call you distant, say you've changed, and you'll smile. Because you did. Not out of bitterness, but out of clarity. You outgrew noise. You chose to heal quietly. What they don't tell you is, walking away is power. Staying silent when they expect a storm, that's warfare. You don't fight fire with fire. You smother it with presence. You starve it with absence. You don't owe anyone your energy. You don't owe anyone your peace. Some people thrive on chaos. Let them have it alone. In the silence, you don't just find yourself, you find God. You stop hearing the world and you start hearing truth. The quiet will scare those who can't face themselves. But for you, it becomes sacred. Because only in silence can you hear what actually matters. And peace? Peace doesn't scream. Peace whispers. You realize not everyone is supposed to go where you're going. Some people love the broken you, because broken was manageable. Broken was easy to control. But now you're healing. And healing offends people who were counting on your wounds. So you start protecting your circle, because energy is currency, and you can't afford to spend it on debtors. You'll know you've grown when peace becomes non-negotiable, when gossip bores you, when arguing feels like poverty, when silence starts sounding like wealth. You're no longer addicted to being liked. You're committed to being aligned. You don't need everyone to clap. You just need your soul to rest. You start locking the doors they once walked through freely, not out of hate, out of healing. Because access is a privilege, and not everyone deserves front row seats to your resurrection. You were never hard to love. They just never knew how to handle someone who loved themselves out loud. The ocean doesn't apologize for its depth. Neither should you. Still waters, they run the deepest and the strongest souls. They don't perform, they just be. So let them talk, let them wonder, let them miss the old version of you. You're not here to be loud, you're here to be legendary. Your silence isn't weakness, it's a standard. It says, I don't argue where I'm not respected. I don't shrink to be digestible. I don't dance to be chosen. Because silence is not absence, it's discipline. You no longer react to everything that disrespects your peace. Why? Because not every insult deserves a response. Not every situation deserves your soul. Privacy isn't secrecy, it's sanctity. You don't post every move, because sacred things don't live on timelines. They live in your heart. Not everyone deserves to know your healing. Not everyone gets access to your becoming. There's power in being low-key, in building behind the scenes, in loving without applause, in succeeding without noise. Let them guess. Let them wonder. You're not hiding. You're protecting the promise. Peace has a price. And the receipt? It's written in who you had to walk away from. It's not easy. You'll lose people. You'll lose habits. You'll lose versions of yourself. But what you gain? Stillness, sanity, self. You'll stop chasing closure, because peace doesn't beg, it chooses. And you finally chose you. No is not rejection, it's redirection. Every time you say no to chaos, you say yes to clarity. Every time you say no to drama, you say yes to destiny. You are no longer afraid of disappointing others, because disappointing yourself is no longer an option. Your boundaries, they're not walls, they're bridges leading back to your soul. Peace is not passive, it's sacred. It's not an escape, it's a return to you, to your breath, to your boundaries, to your God. You no longer seek loud rooms to feel heard. You became the echo of your own stillness. Let the world stay noisy. You're building something timeless. A soul that's unbothered, a life that whispers heaven. They saw you break, but they'll never see the rebuild. Because the real work, it wasn't loud. It was tears on a pillow. It was choosing to wake up. It was deleting the message you wanted to send. Rebuilding doesn't start in the gym, or on stages, or in revenge. It starts in your mind when you whisper, I deserve better. And this time, you mean it. Revenge? Number. That's too loud, too temporary, too empty. The real comeback is silence. The gym at 5 a.m., the business plan nobody saw, the forgiveness you gave without applause. Let them wonder. Let them assume you fell off. You're not gone. You're growing. Your silence, that's the sound of strategy. You don't let just anyone in your space anymore, because your energy is expensive now, and access must be earned. You've learned not every vibe deserves a seat at your table. Not every friend is for your future, and not every call is worth your peace. You are no longer afraid to be too much or too quiet. You're not made for the shallow, you're made for the deep. They'll say you've changed, they'll say you've gone cold, but cold doesn't mean cruel. It means you stopped lighting yourself on fire to keep others warm. You're not angry, you're just done. You're not bitter, you're just better. Because protecting your peace sometimes looks like short answers, no explanations, and zero guilt. Peace isn't the absence of storms, it's the ability to stand unshaken in the middle of them. Unbothered is an art. It's mastered through disappointment, sharpened through betrayal, and crowned with wisdom. You're not cold. You've just outgrown the noise. You know now that not reacting is the most powerful response, because what they don't know terrifies them. You no longer chase peace. You are peace. You've become the thing you once begged others to give you. You've become the love you once searched for. You've become the presence that once felt so far away. Your power? It's not in your volume. It's in your stillness. And now, your presence speaks louder than your past. The future isn't loud. It's intentional. It's soft. It's selective. You no longer fight for seats at unstable tables. You're building your own, brick by quiet brick. There's no need to convince, beg, or chase, because the things that are meant for you will never require you to lose yourself. So walk quiet, walk whole, walk home. You didn't just survive, you evolved. You stopped reacting, stopped explaining, stopped shrinking to fit places you'd already outgrown. You stopped proving and started moving. Now they can't trigger you because you've healed the wound. They can't reach you because you've raised your standards. They can't shake you because you're rooted in truth. You are unavailable to chaos, unreachable by drama, and untouchable by anything that costs your peace. Not because you're better, but because you're whole. You've learned not everyone deserves access. Not everyone gets to walk beside you. Not everyone deserves to know your next move. Your energy is currency. Your peace is premium. So now, you don't give time to confusion. You don't trade presence for attention. You don't offer loyalty where it's not matched. You've become selective, not out of ego, but from experience. You've been burned. You've been drained. You've been disrespected by the very people you gave your light to. So now, you keep your circle sacred. You speak less. You move smarter. You protect your soul like it's the last ancient flame left on earth. And finally, you've realized the real flex is inner peace. The real power is not needing to prove it. Let them underestimate you. Let them wonder why they no longer have access. Let them talk. Let them watch. Let them guess. Because silence is strategy. And your absence will teach lessons your presence never could. You've stopped chasing validation. You stopped arguing with fools. You've stopped over-explaining to people committed to misunderstanding you. You've leveled up, not with noise, but with stillness, with purpose, with discipline. You are no longer reactive. You are intentional. You are untouchable, not because you're perfect, but because you finally chose yourself. You found strength in solitude, clarity in distance, power in restraint. And from this day forward, you no longer break character for clowns. You no longer carry what isn't yours. You no longer bleed for those who wouldn't bandage you. Because now, you walk with something deeper than revenge. You walk with peace, with presence, with power. And when you do, the world feels it, even in your silence. There's a moment when you realize you're no longer fighting the world. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You stopped needing to prove. You stopped trying to control. You stopped betraying your own peace to please broken systems. You learned how to hold fire in your chest and walk like water on the surface, unshaken, unbothered, unmoved. This is what it means to be untouchable. Not immune to life's chaos, but anchored so deeply that nothing outside of you owns you anymore. You move with less, but carry more. More awareness, more clarity, more command of your own narrative. They wonder how you do it, how you never flinch, how you glow without needing the spotlight. It's because you've turned pain into perspective, loneliness into alignment, silence into strategy. And when you enter the room now, you don't need to say a word. Your energy speaks louder than your voice ever could. There's nothing left to chase, no one left to impress, no mask left to wear, just you and the sky, and the echo of every version of you that didn't make it. The insecure one, the angry one, the one who doubted, who bent, who begged for love in the wrong places. You honor them now, not with regret, but with gratitude. They carried you here. You've become the protector of your peace, the guardian of your soul. You know your worth so deeply, you don't even need to say it. You walk into the world not to be seen, but to see clearly. You listen more than you speak. And when you speak, you move mountains with just a few words. This is what it means to lead yourself. And when they ask, how did you do it? You'll smile. Because there's no shortcut, just scars that became armor. Day one, after the climb. The summit isn't the end. It's the beginning of a different battle. The war within. Can you stay disciplined in peace as you were in chaos? Can you remain kind when no one's watching? Can you protect your soul when no one's attacking? The silent ones know the true enemy isn't out there. It's the voice inside. The one whispering you're not enough, that you have to prove yourself again.